At the age of 10 years old, anything investigative interests me. Movies like Action Jackson, America's Most Wanted, all interest me. At 18, I felt like I was in training for a difficult life ahead. I had a plan though. It went from being an archaeologist to dig up ancient artifacts, then to an oceanographer to discover the deep sea secrets, then from a surgeon to study the anatomy of the body and to help save lives, then to a detective. Hold on, but now I came up with an even better plan. To be a detective, find a girl of my dreams, and exchange vows like a lad on a magic carpet. And the song that played in my head, if I could fly, I'll pick you up, I'll take you into the night. That song played relentlessly in my head. Oh, did I say to be unstoppable and a force like Steven Seagal? Yeah. Now at the age of 15 years old, I lived with my mother and two of my brothers in a two-story home, the colors of Spanish lace and brown trimming, in the Badlands, up the street from Temple University, where you could see drug dealers in almost every corner, the neighbors sitting outside drinking a cold one. And the smell of air, you could smell garbage and the smell of danger. I was in a transition at that time from middle school to high school. I made a promise to keep myself in good behavior, to complete my program. But while I was inside that building, I seen a posting, something that interested me. It said recruiting for a police recruit, for a cadet. So I took them up on that offer. I became a cadet. And while in that program, I went from the rank of being appointed to be voted in sergeant and then appointed captain. I was proud of that program for North Central Police Force Post 918. Mom, you iron my shirt? And my tie? Thank you. As I walked out the door, I walked proudly. All of a sudden, flashlight, Kai. Ha! I rushed you as I continued walking, headed towards my meeting. Now at 17 years old, I didn't get that 4-year scholarship that I wanted to continue my studies in criminal justice. So I had another better plan, to join Job Corps. And that's exactly what I did, because you know why? I wanted to get away from my family that was kind of disengaged. So that's what I did. And while there, I signed up for the Army Reserve. And my family was very not so happy at all. And from that point, I wanted a good life on my own terms. My number one supporter was my grandmother. I knew that if I had her by my side, I could conquer anything in life. My next part that I went through, at 20 years old, I seen my first love, Indo-Guyanese female. She told me she had a 3-year-old daughter. And to myself, I said, how am I going to raise someone else's kid when my whole life I was raised in a chaotic environment? So I had things cut out for me. How could that happen when I was living my life like Hugh Hefner with all the beautiful things around and also no responsibility? Well, guess what? That changed quickly. Now I'm at 23 years old. I'm just coming home from my first appointment and I received some bad news. My heart literally broke. My grandmother just ended the battle with cancer. Someone who I tried to save. I always wanted to be someone's hero. Now, at 29 years old, I had to break it off with my first love. But the good thing out of that relationship was my goddaughter, who at that time, 3 years old, I was afraid, but now she's 27 years old today with kids of her own, and we still have a close relationship. Yeah. Life is very interesting. It takes different turns and paths. Now, at 33 years old, I lost the first love of my life, the woman that gave me life, my mother, to her battle, to her addiction, of being an alcoholic. Something I tried to savor since as a little girl. And that's a mission that I feel as though that I missed that mission. A failed mission. Life is very interesting when you think you're trying to follow certain paths, you're trying to check off things on your checklist, and it doesn't go as planned. And every missed milestone feels like an even more reason to be depressed. But something happened, something strange happened for me. I started saying yes to things that normally I wouldn't say yes to. I started saying yes to myself. I started doing things and discovering things about myself that I didn't even know. Being around people, being around places. I worked in jobs in the federal sector and private. Life is very interesting. And at the end of the day, I used to think, well, I thought I had everything figured out as a little girl, 10 years old. That was a plan. That wasn't a plan. Life is not a destination, it's a journey. You can go the scenic route, you can take the back road or whatever you want to do, but just remember that life is a journey. It's a beautiful, sometimes messy, and unpredictable journey. That is my story. Please pass it on. Thank you.